Fight could really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, it needs to be big.
This fight doesn't happen if you're never born, right? You made this fight happen. Why this fight?
Not me, it is who behind me.
I like Crawford, I get right to it.
Why?
Because he's like the first time you went from regular TV, which you've been doing a long time, to 3D. He's different. Really, that's the simplest way I can say.
Showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez became a true spectacle that lived up to every bit of the hype. Even Canelo admitted the fight was too big to pass up. Though he initially declined the offer, the overwhelming global buzz made it clear this was a historic event in the making, drawing fans from every corner of the world to watch two legendary champions collide. The energy and anticipation proved this was far more than just another boxing match. It was a moment that defined the sport.
You know, I take this fight because you can see how big is this fight, no? The beginning when they say, hey, you thinking about fight Crawford, I say, never thinking about that. But you can realize how big is this fight, no? Mexican, always Mexican versus USA is big. And two of the best pound for pound. And I think this fight is huge and means a lot for me.
When did you realize, when did the moment hit you that this fight can really, really be big? This fight can really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, it needs to be big, right? Because Netflix, Riyadh season, everybody interested in this fight. So that's when I realized how big is this fight.
Crawford felt like initially you needed some convincing because you thought it was a lose-lose proposition, whereas you're fighting the smaller guy, and if you won, you wouldn't really get any credit for it. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, but if you think well, I've been in that position before.
Saudi advisor and chairman Turki Alashik explained after the fight that this event wasn't just about boxing. It was about creating a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. He highlighted how special it was for fans, especially since it could very well be Terence Crawford's final appearance on such a grand stage. For Turki, hosting this bout before a worldwide audience carried deep significance, as it brought together two legends performing at the peak of their abilities while preserving a moment in boxing history that fans will cherish for generations to come.
My country, I'm my boss, you know? But really, if you look at as a business, this fight will not happen if we are not involved. As Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia, this is truth. Because even with what the relationship with Netflix, and we are very happy about it, still this fight costs more and more.
Speaking of cost more and more, for everyone who watches it, everyone already has a Netflix account, so they're not paying anything extra for it.
Yeah.
You, however, are the guy who just paid hundreds of millions of dollars for a pay-per-view fight that you wanted to see. So people like to get their money's worth. What do you want to see from this fight?
First, not what I want to see, what all the people around the world, and you are fans of boxing, want to see. It's taken too long, but thanks God, without the support behind me from my government, my leaders, the Crown Prince and the vision, and without the love of the fans, we will stop not complete. This is what pushed us. This kind of fight, special Canelo Crawford, I want to explain it to you exactly why it is important and the fight of the century. Canelo is the biggest name in boxing now, and Crawford undefeated and have the chance to be undisputed for the third time. Maybe this is the last fight for Crawford, and for Canelo, it's mean a lot for his fan in North America and South America and all the world. He doesn't want to get beating from guy getting up 2-3 weight.
Renowned trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas, speaking alongside ESPN host Stephen A. Smith, praised Terence Crawford even before the first bell of their historic clash. Atlas made a powerful comparison, saying Crawford represented the leap from 3D to digital in boxing, a way of expressing his unmatched sharpness and advanced skill level. He explained that Crawford's adaptability, precision, and calm under pressure set him apart from nearly every other fighter in the sport today. Once Crawford entered the ring, Atlas's prediction proved spot on. Crawford's effortless switch between orthodox and southpaw, his quick reading of opponents, and his ability to adjust on the fly all showcased why so many experts had faith in him. His composure on the biggest stage against one of the most accomplished champions of this era showed just how complete a fighter he has become. For fans around the world, Crawford's performance was exactly what Atlas described, a fighter redefining the very way boxing is approached at its highest level. His victory wasn't just about throwing punches. It was about pushing the sport forward and giving fans the feeling they had just witnessed a new chapter in boxing history.
Today I used Betamax, and then that was good. It was cool. VHS, VCR, all that stuff. I still got them, actually. And all of a sudden, digital came around.
There you go.
He's digital, really. And I'm not knocking Canelo for all the people out there that, want to pull their arrows now and start slinging shots at me. Hey, that's okay. That's fine. But I'm not knocking him. He's a good, solid guy. He's
Good,
tremendous.
solid guy. He's 63-2, Teddy, and has never been knocked out. And this guy
Wait,
that's
what's
fighting him
his
is
record?
moving up.
What's-
63-2.
Wait, what's his record?
63-2.
By whose accounting?
What do you mean by who's account? What are you trying to say?
What am I trying to say? There's a couple fights there that you might be able to argue there. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Starting with Triple G. Just a little bit. A little bit, I mean, you're insulting him a little bit. Like in a movie with De Niro.
I'm not insulting him. I'm pointing out the facts. But here's my point to you, Teddy. He's 63-2.
Lara, how about the Lara fight?
Hold on.
You want to go back further?
Okay. What about Madrimov with Crawford? I'm just saying.
No, he beat Madrimov. He didn't look the way we want him to look.
Okay.
Because stepping up for the first time to that weight class, he didn't look the way that we wanted to say, oh my God.
Stay with me. Let me ask you this question.
And Madrimov was not getting the credit for the kind of fighter that he was.
But let me ask you a question, Teddy Atlas. He didn't look the way you wanted him to look, moving up from 147 to 154. Now he's going from 154 to 2 weight classes to 168 against a guy who's 11-0 at the 168-pound limit and is entering his 12th fight undefeated and has never been knocked out.
Yeah, VHS digital. Did you worry about that jump when you went from VHS to digital? No, you just said we're at digital now, and it looks good. It looks really good, and you look great. No, you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You look tremendous.
Well, I'm just saying. Listen, I believe in Crawford too, and I believe that Crawford is one of the top 2 fighters on the planet. But he is moving up 2 weight classes, and when people look at him going up against Canelo, here's what they're saying. He's got to keep his distance. He's got to hit, stick, and move. He can't stay.
Canelo Alvarez, the 4-division world champion, stepped into the fight with his future already laid out. He has openly said he plans to retire within the next 2 years, having already accomplished nearly everything a fighter could hope for, from unifying world titles to headlining sold-out stadiums around the globe. His legacy is already solidified. Facing Crawford, Canelo's performance reflected not just his lasting skill, but his determination to secure his place among boxing's all-time greats. At this stage of his career, it wasn't about chasing new victories. It was about shaping how he'll be remembered when he finally hangs up the gloves.
You'll box
I don't know, maybe 2 more.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to accomplish that you haven't yet accomplished?
I already accomplished everything.
So there's
and I
nothing
did
left.
everything in boxing. Yeah. So I'm fine.
When this is all over for you, maybe in 2 years from now, what do you want to be remembered for?
One of the greatest fighters in the boxing history. That's why I'm here. That's why I start boxing. So I'm doing good.
I think you've already accomplished that.
Broadcaster and analyst Simon Jordan highlighted the remarkable consistency and longevity of Canelo Alvarez's career. He reminded viewers that ever since Canelo burst onto the professional scene as a teenager, he has carried immense expectations and delivered time and again, becoming one of boxing's biggest pay-per-view attractions. Jordan noted that very few fighters manage to stay at the top for over a decade, yet Canelo has done so across multiple weight divisions. The fight itself was proof of that legacy. His ring IQ, composure under pressure, and ability to exploit even the smallest opportunities showed exactly why he's regarded as one of the greats of this generation. Every tactical adjustment Canelo made in the ring reflected years of hard-earned experience that few opponents could match. As new stars continue to emerge, Jordan's point stands strong. Canelo's sustained dominance against younger, stronger challengers is an achievement few can replicate. This fight didn't just showcase his skill, it reaffirmed his status as a true generational icon in the sport.
We went even deeper on it.
He did. Look, Canelo's achievements speak for themselves. You see, he's been around a long, long time, 20 years as a pro, and he's beat some of the best fighters out there for sure. I think that Paulie there is referring to him avoiding Benavidez, the fight that everyone's wanted to see and wanted to make. He's been picking and choosing his own opponents, and he has had some easy options, and he gets an opportunity to go in against Terence Crawford, or Terence Crawford gets the opportunity to go against him. Look, whatever way you want to look at it, I think that you cannot deny how good Canelo has been. He has adapted, he's had to adjust. He now, he stalks forward, he hunts his prey, but he single shots to the body, single shots to the head, and that's why I think timing for Terence Crawford here could be
Duke, me and Spencer have got Terence Crawford. How do you think this fight is won and lost?
Yeah, I think this fight is won for Crawford by sticking to his boxing, which he does beautifully. From the outset, I thought Crawford would win this fight, simply because
you're in our game.
He's a great boxer, right? He switches from left to right effortlessly. He's a good stayer. He's got that spite that you need as a champion. What he's done has been done before, albeit many, many moons ago with Sugar Ray Leonard, when he moved up and boxed Donnie Lalonde from welterweight to super middleweight, but he stopped off in between that and boxed Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So that's probably a harder route even still, but I feel that it's a stone difference. It's not really that much, not when you look at the bigger picture. A stone in weight is a lot of weight, of course it is. And sometimes you don't even want to give away a pound in weight, but the fact that he's putting on a stone of pure muscle.
UFC President Dana White, speaking both as a promoter and a passionate fight fan, called the event the biggest boxing match of the modern era. With 65,000 tickets sold, the atmosphere inside the arena was absolutely electric. White described it as a war, not just a fight, and the action in the ring lived up to that description. Every exchange drew thunderous cheers as both fighters delivered a battle that felt monumental from beginning to end. The sheer magnitude of the night proved it wasn't just another title bout. It was a cultural moment that will be remembered for years to come.
All I care about as the promoter of this event is that it's a good fight. Over 65,000 people are coming into this fight live. Who knows how many are going to tune in around the world on Netflix, but what I want is when it's over, everybody turns off the TV or walks out of the arena and goes, I'm so glad I came to this fight.
That was a war.
I mean, I could sit here for an hour and break down the fight, both ways for both guys. But what I truly believe is because Crawford's moving up in weight and this legacy thing is so important to him, he's going to come at Canelo. And you know how Canelo is a counterpuncher and hits hard, and I think it's going to be a...
Boxing commentator Showbiz The Adult reflected on the sparring sessions between Canelo Alvarez and rising welterweight star Jaron Boots, Ennis that surfaced before the big fight. Though only brief clips were released, those moments have now taken on historical importance in light of Canelo's performance under the spotlight. The sessions were more than simple training. They served as a testing ground where Canelo sharpened himself against one of boxing's most explosive young talents. Even in short glimpses, the footage revealed the intensity and precision Canelo brought to his camp. Ennis, known for his speed and power, pushed Canelo in ways that clearly helped elevate his preparation for the main event. After the fight, fans and analysts revisited that sparring footage with new appreciation, seeing it as a key part of Canelo's build-up to one of the most significant bouts of the modern era. In hindsight, that session has become a celebrated piece of boxing history, a rare behind-the-scenes look at greatness in motion.
Now legendary sparring session with Boots Ennis and Canelo Alvarez, all right? And looking at the footage we have, they show their feet. They don't really show much, and that's good right? Whatever happens in sparring stays in sparring. You don't want too much revealed. But I think, you can pull something from the footage. Like, post sparring session, you could just see how friendly Canelo Alvarez and Boots Ennis are.
Thank you. I appreciate it. One more time. One more time. Yeah.
It's mutual respect. You can just see, and it just feels like Boots gave Canelo some good work. I think if Boots didn't, I think Canelo wouldn't respect him as much. I think Canelo would be like, all right, get out of here. I mean, they couldn't even leave the gym. They kept saying bye to each other over and over and over again like it was a bromance.
You got my piece. Who say he needs some rounds? Huh? Who? Yeah, see, he'll come back and short. Oh, yeah? You don't want... I see you tomorrow. And more, if they are scared, they run faster. If they are scared, more faster.
Bro, you know what that is. You know what that is. It's like if somebody whipped your ass and like, all right, then, boy, what? Wait.
Former super middleweight champion Caleb Plant, who once shared the ring with Canelo Alvarez, had nothing but praise for Terence Crawford leading up to the fight. Plant described Crawford as incredibly strong and powerful, and the bout proved him right. Even after moving up in weight, Crawford's punches carried serious force, making it impossible for Canelo to simply walk him down. Analysts pointed out that Crawford's combination of pinpoint accuracy and surprising physical strength earned him the respect of one of the toughest and most durable fighters of this era.
What I think is best for each fighter, and I think, if I was able to give my advice to Terence, it would be, I think that he should box on the outside, or I think he should be all the way inside.
Wait, all the way inside? That would sound like, no, you don't want to be on the inside because like Canelo could land body shots.
Yeah, but Terence is a great inside fighter. He's ridiculously strong, and I think the most dangerous place for Terence to be would be in the mid-range, chilling this far from Canelo, at this distance, where Canelo is able to get a lot of leverage and be really explosive, as opposed to what I did to Trevor McCumbee, where I stepped all the way to the inside. And, do you want to be this far away from a baseball bat, or do you want to be this far away from a baseball bat?
This, here.
Exactly.
They can't extend.
They can't gain the same momentum. And just fighting on the outside, sticking, moving, running around, moving around, using his legs for 12 rounds could be a lot. Where, as opposed to him being smart on the outside and moving, and then picking his times and getting all the way to the inside and going to work, and then going all the way back out, all the way back in, all the way back out. But I think chilling at the mid-range with Canelo could be dangerous.
Veteran boxer Gabriel Rosado had cautioned before the fight that Crawford would need to be extremely careful against Canelo. Given the Mexican star's long history of taking on and beating naturally bigger opponents, his warning proved accurate once the exchanges began. Canelo's ease against larger fighters was clear. He absorbed punches calmly and fired back with powerful counters. For Crawford, the challenge was finding a way to manage that experience while still controlling the fight. Rosado's comments highlighted just how fine the margins were in a matchup where size, skill, and strategy all collided under the brightest lights.
For years, he's adapted to the weight. It's his natural weight. You know what I'm saying? So, Crawford gotta be real careful in the middle rounds.
I've heard you say this before. Look, it doesn't matter if you're sparring with heavyweights in sparring. If you're sparring with 68-pounders, 75-pounders in sparring. When you get clocked with them 10 ounces with no headgear on, it's a different game, a different story. Drop down on that for us for a second. What is so different about it? Is it just a jolt? Is it a shock? What's the difference?
It's different just because it's just the pop. You know what I'm saying? When you're sparring heavier guys, it really, it means something, but it's 16-ounce gloves and it's a headgear. So it's not the same effect. But, you know what I'm saying? And Crawford and Canelo being the same size right now and the same height, people go, oh, well, it's even.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. And until next time, take care and keep watching.